Good morning. On this cold, chilly Friday morning, it is really cold. And you can probably tell my voice is a bit croaky because I've had a cold. And I never ever get colds. But yeah, I've had awful stuffed nose, sore throat, started off with a sore throat, and just generally feeling like rubbish, to be honest with you. Um, Yesterday was just hell, absolutely hell on earth. I don't know how I survived really because I had very little sleep, so I just could not sleep whatsoever. You know, when you got a stuffed up nose and you just can't breathe, and then you wake up with even worse sore throat because you have to breathe through your mouth, and oh my lord. Where colds are concerned, I'm a typical bloke, to be honest with you. I hate it. And I take a lot of vitamins and I have a lot of fruit and a lot of vegetables, etc. But yes, I got it. The other half is fine, absolutely fine. He can sleep in a spare bedroom, absolutely, and yeah, leave me to it really. Otherwise, I will give it to him. Um, Actually, he probably gets colds less than me now here, at least. I guess it's all these Australian germs that I'm not used to. I don't know. Who knows? But I had one last year, so I had a little cold last year. It was a bit worse than now, and I think I am sort of at the tail end of it now. It's only been a couple of days, but I have sort of dosed up on lots of vitamin C and stuff. It's been exceedingly wet. I can't, you know, in the UK when it rains, it kind of rains constantly. The skies are constantly grey and it drizzles, and I suppose in a way you don't really notice it. But with Australia, when it rains, it bloody rains and it just belts it down. Deluge of rain, and it's just bucket loads. And it doesn't stop all day. Luckily, this morning, I managed to get to work before the rain, which is good. I did that yesterday as well. But it tends to settle in throughout the day. What's that saying? My mother always said. Red sky at night, shepherd's delight, and red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning. And we've had red skies, so there's a lot of rain to come for sure. Anyway, I hope your week's been better than mine weather-wise. And if you're in the UK, it certainly has, and if you're in Spain, it definitely has. So anyway, um, gosh, this week I suppose really it's about politics again. It's that's my passion. That's what I'm into. Always has been. I do have, and my left wing socialist friends and my father is not going to appreciate this at all, but my catch up with the UK or my link or connection with the UK is GB News. We have what do you call it? Internet television. What's the equivalent of? God, back in my day, I think it was Virgin Media TV, I think, something like that. Or Videotron, years ago. God. Anyway, we have a box, a fetch box, and you can get various British programs on it, or channels, should I say. So you can get, it's got BBC Earth, BBC, lots of BBC channels. You can get BBC News. You can't get Sky, interestingly, but you can get GB News. So GB News is on the box, and that's the one I tend to follow the most. I love some of the presenters on there, not all of them, I have to say, but I do like some of the presenters on there, and I do like the how can you put it, the camaraderie, the banter between guests and presenters, etc. It really does spice things up a little bit. I find the BBC and ITV really bland now, and as a rule, certainly in the mornings, I always watch Sky News, the UK version. We have Sky over here, but not it's not the same. So I tend to watch Sky News in the mornings, and in the afternoon during my lunch break, I manage to watch ITV, Good Morning Britain. I've got a VPN, so it's a bit naughty, really, but and I do like the couple of guests on there talking politics in the morning, so I love that. I think it's usually Andrew Pearce and Kevin Maguire, who I love them both equally, to be honest, and they've got a great relationship going on there as well, professional relationship, obviously. And then in the evening, when I get home, I watch GB News, and my dear other half puts it on for me. And although he absolutely, I wouldn't say he hates it, because I have secretly caught him watching it anyway, but he's far more left leaning than I am. I mean, I would call myself middle of the road, totally, politics wise, but he's quite to the left. So he doesn't appreciate GB News as much as I do. I don't watch GB News necessarily for its political stance anyway. I watch it for its entertainment value, and it is very entertaining, and I do like it. Anyway, got completely off the point of what I was going to say today. Donald Trump, blimey. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I was watching the television when he got shot, or we don't know what happened, but when his ear got shot, and it was quite shocking. The last time I remember that happening was with Ronald Reagan back in the day, and I remember that distinctly. It's one of those childhood memories that sticks with you. And yes, so seeing Donald Trump get shot was horrendous, really. Look, I'm not a supporter of that man at all, but there's a ballot box. You vote. That's what you do. So if you don't like someone, you vote them in or out, and that's it. You don't go around shooting people. Now, I do put that down to the culture in the United States for a start. There's such a big gun culture. It's shocking, really. And I actually hope it makes Republicans sit back and think a bit now about the gun laws in that country. They won't. It's too ingrained, I think, in the US psyche to do that. So, which is a shame. But this president got shot, and this president will be back in power because of it. Simple. I think I was reading somewhere that when presidents have got shot or attempted assassinations in the past, they've gone up in the ratings, and that's literally what's happened. And he will win a second term for sure. The scary thing is he could possibly change the constitution and run again. Who knows? It depends how powerful he is after this election, really. And I have a feeling he's going to be quite powerful. I do long for the days of the old Republican Party in the US. They were a lot more, I don't know, like One Nation Tories, I suppose. They were very much consensus politics. I mean, it's like I've seen the relationship with the George Bush Jr. and President Obama's wife, Michelle Obama, the relationship they have, and they have as two presidents, and it's good. Donald Trump is very bombastic. He's extremely confrontational, and I think he's unpleasant. I think he's an unpleasant man. I don't wish him dead, and I don't wish him ill, but he is a distinctly unpleasant person. But Americans like strong leaders, and that's what they vote for. So he will certainly win a second term. And I mean, I just saw in the news, I was watching Sky News this morning, probably when I do my catch up next week, we'll discover that Biden has actually pulled out, because the latest is they think he's on the verge now of pulling out of the election. it won't do any good because the only sort of possible candidate really is going to be Kamala Harris, and she's really not popular at all. She's less popular than Biden, really. So prepare for a Trump presidency. Now, having said all that, always in the back of my mind, I'm thinking to myself, would it be better with a Trump presidency? There weren't any wars under President Trump. He just certainly didn't start any wars. And he was trying, or as far as I could see, at least on the surface, he wanted peace with various countries. Now, he claims that he will end various wars shortly after coming into office, however, he does that. Nobody wants war. Nobody wants to see countries blown to bits. It does scare me when I look back at the 80s and threat of nuclear war at the time. It really does. It scares me today. I get quite anxious about it because we are in those sort of realms again. And especially as someone who's on YouTube and watches YouTube quite regularly, and you see some of the stuff on there, a lot of it is conspiracy theories, etc. But, you know, the belief from YouTubers is we are heading for a world war, and anything that we can do to stop that, the better, really, because as we all know, a nuclear war is the end of everything, and that that just cannot happen. It cannot happen. Will President Trump change that? I don't know. Maybe he will. Who knows? I'm not an American. I don't vote in American elections. I find a lot of Trump's politics repugnant, especially on equality and abortion, etc., etc. I find him an absolutely detestable, or sorry, to have detestable policies at that level. But I think he possibly could be better for foreign policy. I don't know. You know, this is a layman talking here. I'm not, an American political analyst, so I just don't know. So yeah, politics. You know, it's quite bizarre because British politics at the moment is sort of it's kind of disappeared into the ether really, and we don't hear a lot about it now. And I guess that's more to do with the fact that you haven't got a fractious Tory party running the country anymore. And Labour with its big majority, they are just they're running the country. However they're doing that, and there's no drama. There's it's not as exciting as it was possibly, which is why I'm listening to the American election. I do like all the pomp and circumstance state opening of Parliament, which I managed to watch when I got in from work in Australia. I love that. I love all that. I always did as a kid. Great royalist. Everything royal family. I'm fully supporting of, and it's lovely to see because that's what makes this country really. Do miss the Queen, obviously. The Queen was everything. She was the embodiment of this country. Well, yeah. Look, she's the Australian Queen as well, but the embodiment of British values, I think, old British values, not necessarily some of the new ones, which are pretty dreadful. But I do miss her. We still have that monarchy. It's still my duty as citizen in the UK still to respect that and respect the monarchy and everything they do for the country, and they do an awful lot. So anyway, I'm gonna get on. I've got to open up, and I feel good to feel better. The other half gave me an allergy pill actually last night. He said, "Take that, you'll sleep well," and do you know what I did? I slept the best I've ever slept. So oddly, yeah, maybe I should be taking allergy pills at night. Maybe I do have allergies I don't know of. Who knows? New Australia, new allergies, probably. Anyway, look, I'm going. So have a good one. Ciao for now.